Hey friends, welcome to One Flight Down. Welcome to the Terry Isle Tasting Lounge. Today, it's time for a comparison video. This is something that I've had in mind for a little while, and I still haven't gotten around to doing it. But today's the day. Today is the day. We are going to be checking out the classic Heineken. You know it, you love it, you can't live without it, except for those of you who hate it. I actually know a lot of people who hate Heineken. But it's one of the world's most popular beer brands. We're going to be comparing that with its non-alcoholic counterpart.
One, two, three.
All right, so yeah, I kind of realized I had both of these in the fridge, so why not do a comparison between your regular Heineken and your non-alcoholic Heineken. Let's see what it says in the back here about Heineken. I mean, we all know Heineken, but Heineken's unique recipe combines premium malt with hops, water, and special A yeast. No preservatives, a premium malt lager for premium taste wherever you are in the world. Yeah, this is one of the world's most popular beer brands. You get it everywhere. I mean, this is one of the only imported beers I can remember us always being able to get here in Winnipeg. And yeah, here's the Heineken Sans Alcool. It's kind of funny that it just says it in French. It's 0.0%. Yeah, all right. I have reviewed this before. Actually, I've reviewed both of these beers before. This one I did in a comparison with other non-alcoholic beers. And I remember thinking it was pretty decent in comparison to other non-alcoholic beers. But I'm not a big fan of non-alcoholic beers. I don't have them that often, but they have their place. There's the odd time you just want like the taste of beer, but you know, you don't want to get drunk. You're driving, you got to get up in the morning, whatever it is. Sometimes it's good to have that non-alcoholic option. And yeah, Heineken, I did actually one of my most popular videos was comparing this one to Pabst Blue Ribbon as a little tribute to David Lynch's Blue Velvet. One of the best exchanges of dialogue about beer in a movie I had ever seen.
What kind of beer do you like? Heineken. Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
All right, so let's get into these. I got two pretty much identical generic pint glasses, just so we can compare the color and everything else, the look of them. I don't know if there's a packaged on date in either of these. Oh, this one is. Well, the non-alcoholic was packaged in 2023, December 2023. So yeah, it's been kicking around for a while. And yeah, there's just a bunch of numbers on the bottom of this that I can make no sense of. So yeah. But let's think, I don't know, we'll see if the age has anything to do with it. I somehow don't think it's going to make a difference. All right, so pouring out the non-alcoholic Heineken. It's very, very fizzy, very active. Big upside-down snowfall, as my buddy Drew over at Beer for Breakfast, Packs for Snacks would say. I mean, are you seeing face through that? Yeah, you can easily see some face through that. If my face is aligned properly. Yeah, all right, let's get the regular Heineken. And again, much bigger can. This one is a 500 milliliter can. This one was 330. But I'm going to say, I don't know, I imagine if I have a non-alcoholic beer, I only want just a little bit of it anyway. All right, let's pour this one out, see what we got. Also very frothy, very active, similar kind of thing. I think you could totally see face or whatever else through that. So let's hold them up side by side. Okay, so I poured the non-alcoholic, a few seconds earlier. It does not seem quite as active and bubbly as the full strength version, but pretty close. Like, I don't know if you could tell a difference where you are. And I'm going to say also there's this has more clarity. The full strength, full alcohol version just seems a little clearer. There's a little bit of a cloudiness to the non-alcoholic version. The head also looks a little healthier on here. But again, it could all come down to the way I poured it. Who knows? All right, so let's go in. I guess I'll try the non-alcoholic first. Mostly because I expect not to like it as much. All right. Cheers, my friends. It's a little on the flat side. It doesn't taste like a full-bodied beer. That said, it doesn't have... I often find that non-alcoholic beers have like a weird aftertaste to them. And this one doesn't really. Like, it's not too bad. But yeah, it's not super flavorful. I think it would do the trick, though, if you're like, I want something that approximates a beer. Yeah, I mean, it would do the trick. But you know what? Even though it doesn't have that aftertaste, it still tastes non-alcoholic to me. Like, it feels like there's something missing in the taste. All right, let's go into the full-strength Heineken. Now, I remember talking to someone else. I can't remember who it was. And I remember saying I thought this was okay. And they said, well, they weren't big fans of Heineken, but they thought that the non-alcoholic Heineken was pretty close to the taste of the original Heineken. So I'm going to check this out right now and see how true that is. I mean, this isn't the most exciting beer in the world, but it tastes like beer. Yeah, there's just a weird... It's funny. I said this didn't have the weird aftertaste. Now that I'm comparing it to this, it does have it. Just maybe not as pronounced as I was expecting or as I often associate with non-alcoholic beers. I'm going to try this one again. Yeah, it's not terrible. This goes down a lot easier. I think if I wasn't comparing them side by side, this would do a decent enough job approximating a beer, especially approximating Heineken. I think the flavor profiles are pretty similar. This one does have just a little bit of an aftertaste that this one doesn't. Yeah, I mean, the body is pretty similar. But yeah, you can tell this is a non-alcoholic beer. So, I mean, which is better? Obviously, the full-strength Heineken is better than the non-alcoholic. The non-alcoholic is fine if you're looking for a non-alcoholic beer, I think. But it does not taste exactly the same as the original. There is a distinct difference. So, yeah, I mean... Clearly, I don't know if I was expected to crown a winner, but this would easily be my choice between the two. But again, if I had to have a non-alcoholic beer, this would be okay. Yeah, so there you go. I hope you learned something. No, I didn't. All right. Cheers, my friends. Thanks for dropping by the Terry Isle Tasting Lounge. See you all again real soon.
Once again.